Hey guys, so we're in some black moon energy today. The moon has entered into Sagittarius. The black moon is currently in Gemini. When the moon enters into the sign hosting the black moon or opposing the black moon, it triggers the black moon energy, and that's what we have going on today. So we are in black moon energy. That moon in Sagittarius is also making a square to Jupiter, a trine to Chiron. We have Saturn moving degrees. We have Mercury and Pluto coming back into a conjunction, really tight conjunction right now, coming exact over the weekend. Be careful of manipulation, you guys, today. That is another major theme that is coming through in the energetics, and something that I just wanted to say in my intro to start this report off. But let's jump in and talk about the energetics and everything that we have coming our way today. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Thursday, January 27th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. So let's just list what we have going on to start off, and then we will get into breaking everything down for today. So first of all, like I said, we now have our moon in Sagittarius, and it's transiting the early to mid degrees of Sagittarius today, so we'll be forming a square to Jupiter, who is currently at 7 degrees of Pisces. That moon in Sagittarius will then also make a trine to Chiron, who is in Aries, ruled by Mars. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. And of course, like I said, we are in black moon energy because the moon is in Sagittarius, the black moon is in Gemini. We're not having the exact opposition yet, but that's going to be coming tomorrow. So tomorrow is also going to be a black moon day. And generally, when we're in black moon energetics, this can be a time when fears, insecurities, like subconscious complexes and stuff are sort of surfacing. Why? So that we can see them, understand them, and actually begin to heal and release them, so that we can gain a conscious awareness of our shadow while the North Node transits Gemini, and the truth of that shadow with the moon in Sagittarius in opposition. So we have that going on as well. We also have, like I said, Saturn is changing degrees today. We'll talk about that. And another big deal energetic that we have ongoing right now is Mercury retrograding back, has entered Capricorn, and is now in a tight conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn as well. So, very powerful thoughts, intentions, ideas, and also sort of potentially the desire to control other people through thoughts and ideas coming through in the energy today, and actually over the weekend as well, because this conjunction will be coming exact over the weekend. Let's just talk about some vibes real quick, and then we'll talk about the specifics of the energetics. But I just want to give you guys this up front, because I was feeling it real strong as I was in my meditation and beginning to write my report today. And it feels energetically to me today, just for a couple different reasons, which I will also talk about as we get through the report. But it's it sort of feels like the battle is on, in some way, but it's not necessarily overt. Sort of some subtle things happening under the scene. Big power plays, really, is the best way I can describe it, is what I'm feeling with this energy that we're in right now. Because, we are in self-empowerment energy right now and throughout the course of the next couple of months as a result of some transits and activations that we have going on. If you've been following my channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we're in self-empowerment, awakening, and release of past things that we've been bound to that have been stealing our power at this point in time, just generally across the board. And with the black moon in Gemini right now and being activated by the moon in Sag today, it is, I feel also kicking up this duality regarding this spiritual struggle, spiritual battle that we're really in right now, to break the restraints or the constraints from the past, those things that we've been bound to out of a sense of lack or fear or insecurity within us that we've surrendered our power to gain some type of comfort or something that we needed because we felt that we didn't have it within us in and of ourselves. And that is all changing right now with the energy that we're moving through, Venus and Mercury retrograde as well, but a lot of other aspects contributing to that. And they're not as relevant specifically to the specifics of the story today. But I do feel there's just this, the duality of the spiritual battle that we're in right now, I feel is being sort of highlighted and more tangible in the energy today. like an effort, also the way that I'm feeling this vibe, it's like there's an effort to regain control in situations in subtle ways or by false or distorted ideas and appearances that may be present today. And we should be very careful not to fall for like fleeting presentations of something or like a pretty picture that someone might be painting us if it doesn't like sit well with us. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't really resonate with what we've come to understand about this specific situation or what our intuition is telling us or what we just feel like we know in our heart. Be very careful today about taking things from people at surface value. Don't fall into, that's another thing that we have to be careful of today with the moon in Sagittarius activating that black moon energy. We really don't want to be falling into a state or a vibration where our fears are having any type of control over us. We don't want to fall into fear today if shadow issues do surface, and we definitely don't want to be surrendering the self-empowerment that we have gained recently through the truth and the authenticity that we've sort of reunited with out of any type of fear of lack or loss or just something that someone is saying to us. There's a lot of like bluff energy that I'm picking up on today that is, you know, it's like I said, it's coming through in a couple different ways, and I'll talk about it more as we get through the report, but I just wanted to say that up front. Just be careful with taking things on surface value today because yeah, like bluffing is kind of strong in the feature of this chart for the specific purpose of power and control. So that being said, let's see, what else did I write? Yeah, trust. The thing is though, aside from, you know, this aspect of the vibration that I'm talking about generally, which I will explain in just a couple of minutes, there is a flip side to it. We're in duality energy today. The moon, black moon rules duality, and so does Gemini. And so there is like a polarization in the energies today. And so like on one hand, there may be these aspects of things that are trying to subtly exert some type of power or influence or control to sort of regain power over a situation. But on the flip side, we are in more energy where there's a lot of divine assistance based in truth that is coming in to help us. And we are also in a period right now of unlimited possibilities, and we need to not attach to any fears that may be surfacing today out of those fears of lack, because with this endless possibility energy right now, like God has weapons we know not of, you know what I mean? Like there are pieces to the puzzle that we don't see that are yet to fall into place. So definitely attaching to faith and not fear today. Now let's get into the specifics. Number one, like I said, we are in that black moon energy, and this is, the black moon rules our shadow side. That's like our unconscious mind, our unhealed trauma, the responses that come from that, the aspects of our behavior that we aren't really aware of is like driving them. And it also rules the very, very powerful, potent force of our subconscious mind to create and manifest in this reality. Like focusing on your fears will make them grow for sure in this energy. And so that is something that we definitely don't want to be doing today is, you know, with the black moon energy, especially with the moon in Sagittarius today being highlighted, it is for the purpose of bringing some type of truth into that darkness, that conscious awareness of those shadows, so that with the South Node in Scorpio, we can release the wounding and the trauma and the pain and the things from the past that we've been bound to out of that subconscious programming or out of that black moon energy having had a hold on us in some type of a way. So black moon in effect, this can definitely be a bit of a heavier vibration, dealing with some more difficult or complex emotions or just things coming up for sure. The black moon right now, though, it's at 22 degrees of Gemini, which when I was writing this symbol, I was looking at it, I was like 22 Gemini, 222, because you know how Gemini, the symbol of it is the Roman numeral 2. And so we have another 222 in the energetics today by the black moon at 22 degrees of Gemini. The Sabian symbol of this degree where the black moon is currently, or that this specific degree described in a symbolic picture form so that we can just get a better idea of like how this like what this specific energy of this specific point has a tendency to do and how it manifests tangibly, physically in our experience. I always read the Sabian symbols. There's one for every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac, and they just give us more clarity about what is going on with any planet at any point, making an aspect in the grand context of these constantly unfolding astrological energetics. So 22 degrees of Gemini, the Sabian symbol of that, where the black moon is right now, is dancing couples in a harvest festival. This is also the degree of my ascendant. I had the black moon conjunct my ascendant for my solar return this year. So we'll see how this goes. But anyways, with the black moon at this degree, this could be surfacing fears or shadows around, first of all, relationships, dancing couples, happy relationships, pleasure, expression, coming together, but also like true love. Again, 22 Gemini, 2226 is the number of love, and 222 is a number that really represents like true love. And so it could be surfacing some collective fears, today or over this next few days while the black moon is at this degree, specifically while the moon is transiting Sagittarius today and tomorrow, about perhaps like themes regarding love, true love, peace and happiness in relationships and stuff like that. And, with Venus retrograde and all this going on, all these changes, Uranus in Taurus, relationships are undergoing a lot right now anyways. So there might be some significance to that, but I just wanted to read you guys the Sabian symbol and bring that aspect of it into it as well. Now, let's talk about these themes of coercion that may be going on today. Number one, we have the degrees of the sun and the earth, 8 degrees of Aquarius and Leo today. And I should say, because I read the Sabian symbols, I'm always rounding up a degree when I'm looking at the degree placement for the planets and the Sabian symbols. They're actually at like 7 degrees and something whatever minutes of their signs, but I'm looking at the Sabian symbols, so I'm rounding up to 8 degrees. So 8 degrees of Leo and Aquarius. The sun is at 8 degrees of Aquarius. That Sabian symbol is beautifully gowned wax figures on display. 8 degrees of Leo, where the earth is today, what's happening on the ground. That Sabian symbol is a Bolshevik propagandist. So right there, right off the bat, before we even get into the aspects, just on the face value of the symbolism that's in effect by the position of the sun and the earth today, which are the primary energetics that I focus on usually in terms of the Sabian symbols, although I do read them for every planet because I feel like they're always significant. But the sun and the earth are, the primary energetics, right? And, or the primary like planets, the sun, yes. You guys know what I mean. But with them at this degree today, this is like enter themes of false pretense and presentation and manipulation for the purpose of control and power. A Bolshevik propagandist, that explains exactly what that is just in the description of the symbol and beautifully gowned wax figures on display. These are beautifully gowned, but they're wax figures. There's nothing real or authentic or true or honest or, or genuine or like living about them at all. So this is all like this specific degree axis is all about a beautiful presentation for the purpose of manipulation, for the purpose of power and control. And that really is this vibe that I'm getting from the energy today anyways. And another reason why I feel like this is sort of something that we might be experiencing today is because, like I mentioned earlier, we also have Mercury retrograde back into Capricorn in a very tight conjunction to Pluto right now, and that is going to be coming exact over the weekend. Mercury is at 29 degrees of Capricorn today. That Sabian symbol is a woman reading tea leaves. Pluto is all about power and control and can have a lot to do with coercion and is about that bondage to like that surrender of power to something that may or may not be good for us. Pluto can rule those things as well. He is the lord of the underworld. And with Mercury retrograde right now, because remember, Mercury has already conjuncted Pluto, moved beyond Pluto, moved into Aquarius, had a whole different experience over there, really gained some solutions and some different viewpoints, different ways of looking at things. Well, now Mercury has backed back into Capricorn and is coming to is retrograde and is coming to the second conjunction with Pluto. And I feel like this could be like just an organic energy that is out there about trying to regain control of the mind, regain control of the thoughts and the ideas. Mercury and Pluto, like powerful ideas, powerful thoughts in the retrograde process to regain that power and regain that control, clamp down on, or just overpower these new ideas that may have come at some point. And with Mercury today at 29 degrees of Capricorn, a woman reading tea leaves, I feel like this is for the purpose of redirecting the course of the future through regaining the control of the thoughts now. Because Mercury in conjunction to Pluto, this is, especially in Capricorn, this is also a very, very powerful ability to manifest, like, physically, tangibly through the thoughts. Very, very powerful mind. When Mercury and Pluto are together and in an earth sign, especially Capricorn, this is an ability to really build and manifest through that energy. And so it's with the woman reading tea leaves and the retrograde process of Mercury, the second conjunction to Pluto, while we have the sun and the earth discharging these specific degrees, and the black moon energy today, which is, bringing up fears, which can potentially like make us shake our ground a little bit, or maybe make us feel a little bit more like weak in our process at the moment. I do feel like this is just generally energy that could be trying to like redirect the course of the future through us using our mind in the wrong way, like reattaching to the things that we have been breaking free from under false pretenses or something in this energy. Like that could definitely be happening just organically in various situations and circumstances today. Because, the energy that we're in right now is pushing for self-empowerment, awakening, and breakthrough energy. But with all of these just like various aspects of things happening simultaneously today, it does seem like a potential like energetic window where there may be some like love bombing or just like manipulation or deception for the purpose of subtly regaining that mental power and control. Like it's not an overt thing. Like it's not a thing where someone's like necessarily forcing you to do it, but they're presenting things in some type of way so that you willingly agree and like sabotage your progress in the meanwhile of doing that. So just something to be aware of, especially like I said, with that black moon energy today. Fear surfacing may make us more vulnerable to this type of thing right now. And also another thing, we also have Saturn, who is the ruler of Capricorn, where Mars and Pluto are today. We have all of this conglomeration, Venus, Mercury, we have all this conglomeration of energy going on in Capricorn right now. Saturn's a very powerful planet. We're also still in the Capricorn cycle for a couple more days, and Saturn moves to 16 degrees of Aquarius today. That Sabian symbol is a big businessman at his desk. So again, like this is bringing up and emphasizing these themes that we've been dealing with all week and that we're going to be dealing with, heading into this next couple of months. But I feel like it's really emphasizing with Saturn at this degree themes of self-empowerment and self-empowerment and control, power and control, big businessman at his desk. And I feel like both sides of this equation, remember I was talking about like polarities and dualities and stuff coming up today. I feel like both sides of this equation really mean business right now at this point in time and are taking things very seriously. This is like a hardcore energy, I feel like, with Saturn at this specific degree, because Saturn is a hardcore planet anyways, but at this degree, like that is some energy like really meaning business, like not playing around, not joking around. And, with both sides of this equation going on, I just feel like everybody is sort of ready to rumble. Like I said in the beginning, it's like the battle is on or something. But you guys, we do have some really beautiful energy coming in today as well that is, again, offsetting the balance. It's like there's this polarity of energy that is in effect. And that is because we have this moon in Sagittarius going on today. And the moon in Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And the moon in Sagittarius is also making an aspect to Jupiter. It's a square aspect, so it may bring some overblown emotions today as well. But generally, regardless, even the harsher aspects between the moon and Jupiter usually tend to have a positive effect. And the moon in Sagittarius is also going to be trining Chiron in Aries. And that is also like a really beautiful aspect that is really trying to bring us some healing and is speaking to the fact that our healing process, our healing journey, this journey into self-mastery right now and self-empowerment and like awakening and breakthrough and transformation and transcendence, like it will not be stifled by whatever is going on today, because the aspect is a trine and that facilitates things and that makes things fall into place. So there is definitely also some really spiritual, really healing energy today that is definitely offsetting any type of darker, more like overpowering or sinister forces that may also be in effect. This is again another spiritual infusion of truth, with the moon in Sagittarius ruling truth and also making the aspect to Jupiter ruling truth. And especially right now, Jupiter is at 7 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is illuminated by a shaft of light. A large cross lies on rocks surrounded by sea and mist. And I always feel like that degree is talking about like the hand of God at work, like the divine presence, like very clearly like present in our reality and here to help and assist, really shining a light on the fact that the divine is always present and we can always connect to that energy, really illuminating that and making it clear for us. And with the moon coming into the square to Jupiter at that degree, I do feel like it's speaking about the divine presence that's available, the divine assistance, the divine guidance that's available to help us navigate, and that we should not lose faith in whatever we feel like we might be up against right now, because the hand of God is right there. The light of the divine and universe is shining through and telling us, reminding us to keep the faith, because again, God has weapons we know not of. And just because we can't practically rationalize a solution right now, especially with Mercury back in Capricorn and retrograde, it does not mean that there is not one that is being planned for us. And we just need to go through this process of self-empowerment, surrender, release, transformation, awakening, standing in our truth. And then these doors will open and we will realize that we never had anything to worry about in the first place, especially with Uranus having been like so active lately and everything too. And so I feel like that is definitely a positive that we have going on with the energetics today. And then, like I said, we also have this trine going on between Chiron and Aries, ruled by Mars, who's at 3 degrees of Capricorn today. And that Sabian symbol where Mars is today is the human soul, and its eagerness for new experiences seeks embodiment. And with the moon making the trine to Chiron today, while Mars is at that degree, I really feel like I had just mentioned, nothing can stop this healing process. The hero's journey is underway right now, and the collective rebirth and evolution into self-mastery that it represents is ongoing, powerful, and present. Whatever happens today, or whatever forces may feel like they're coming against us or working against us today, they're really, with this trine to Chiron going on, and also Mars, ruler of Aries, where Chiron is at that degree about the human soul seeking embodiment for new experiences of self-expression, I think that was. Whatever comes against us is serving as a catalyst in some type of a way to help us heal and transcend and go through that process of self-empowerment and self-mastery, with the moon in that trine to Chiron in like simultaneous nature to all else that we may be experiencing. We want a new experience. Mars at 3 Capricorn in alignment with our truth, the moon in Sagittarius square Jupiter, and anything attempting to overpower that today will only serve to support our process of healing and transcendence in the end. So that is there's definitely an opportunity for us today to sort of fall back into some old ways, some old habits that we're trying to break ourselves free from right now. But on the flip side of that, there's also a very strong and inspired spiritual healing underway, and a lot of intuitive truths that are coming through. And as long as we align with our inner guidance and what feels right, and don't fall for surface presentations of things, we are this is supporting our healing journey at this point in time. And even if, even if we do succumb to this other tendency that may be present today, it is still facilitating our healing process in some type of a way. Although that probably isn't the way that would be the most fun for us to go through that experience. We should definitely try to trust our gut and follow our gut and our spiritual guidance and stuff like that. But regardless, those attempts to regain that power and control and re-secure something that maybe have beginning to slip free is not going to be long lasting, and is only going to act more as a catalyst for more breakthroughs. So we have all that. And then one last thing, remember, we also have the South Node. This is another thing that plays into my feeling about the energy today. We also have the South Node at 30 degrees of Scorpio right now. The Sabian symbol of that is children in Halloween costumes indulging in various pranks. So ruled by Mars and Pluto in Capricorn. But it just, again, it feels like it's all pranks, it's all bluffs to see what we will fall for. False attempts to scare us into giving our power away in some type of a way. But I really don't think we will. I think we won't, because we are releasing that old version of ourselves, especially with the South Node at this degree, that would have fallen for that in the past. So also, I guess it's kind of giving us an opportunity to check our progress and check our growth in some type of a way as well. So, and remember, if we're talking about the South Node at that degree, we also need to talk about the North Node, which is not what we're releasing, but what we're growing into, what we're supposed to be learning and beginning to express. And that's at 30 degrees of Taurus, a peacock parading on the terrace of an ancient castle. And so to me, this is about embracing the power of that inner beauty and that truth, and standing, tall for all to see, really letting our feathers fly, or I'm not sure how you would describe the peacock doing its thing, prancing or parading around. I guess that's what you would say. But yeah, we're supposed to be realizing the majesty, the beauty that we hold within us, and letting people see it. That's what we're growing into. So I really don't think these pranks or these bluffs or these manipulations or these attempts to deceive for the purpose of the Bolshevik propagandists, changing minds in order to gain some type of power and control, especially with Mercury and Pluto coming together. Really don't see it going that way. Hey, do you guys like my new pen? My kids gave it to me for my birthday. It lights up when you press down on the tip. They know I love a good pen. Gemini ascendant, right? So, okay.